From the time we're little kids, we are strictly taught that copying is bad, right? In school, it's called cheating. In creative fields, you're labeled a hack. But let's kick off this explainer by completely challenging that idea. What if I told you that the fastest, absolute most reliable way to achieve massive success, whether we're talking about business, investing, or content creation, is to totally drop your ego and shamelessly copy what already works? Today, we're diving into a concept that might honestly make you a little uncomfortable at first, but it is a heavily proven framework used by some of the wealthiest, most successful people on the planet.
Picture this. You've got two gas stations directly across the street from each other. Same neighborhood, exact same prices, same gas. But one of them is just crushing it. Cars are literally wrapped around the block and they are raking in money. The other one, bleeding cash every single month. Why? Well, the successful station just offers these tiny, low-cost touches. They'll wipe your windshield for free, or they'll check your tire pressure. The failing station sees this winning strategy playing out right in front of them every single day, but they absolutely refuse to copy it. Purely out of ego, they insist on doing things their way, even as it drives them straight into bankruptcy.
So let's look at part one, the originality trap. This is that deeply ingrained bias programmed into us since childhood that automatically labels copying as cheating. Humans just seem to have this weird glitch in our DNA that stops us from adopting good ideas, even when the perfect solution is staring us right in the face. We desperately want to be original. But guess what? Titans of industry, like Sam Walton, the guy who literally built Walmart into the biggest retail chain on earth, operated completely differently. Walton would shamelessly walk straight into his competitors' stores with a notepad and a pen in hand. He would sketch out their floor layouts, note exactly how they arranged their shelves, and copy where they placed their signs. He even called it the best part of his job. He didn't care one bit about looking unoriginal. He only cared about winning.
Which brings us to section 2, and honestly my favorite example of this, the shameless cloner. Let's talk about Mohnish Pabrai.
So Mohnish Pabrai was an engineer. He knew absolutely nothing about investing. Zero. But one day, he's killing time at Heathrow Airport between flights, and he picks up a book by Peter Lynch. As he's flipping through, a specific statistic absolutely stops him in his tracks. He reads that Warren Buffett was making a staggering 31% return a year for over 40 straight years. To put that into perspective, most highly paid professional investors can't even scrape together a 10% return. Pabrai realized right then and there, okay, this guy has totally figured out the game.
Now, what's fascinating is exactly how Pabrai responded to that 31% figure. He didn't try to add his own clever spin. He didn't try to outsmart Buffett or improve on his methods. He just shamelessly cloned every single detail of Buffett's life and business structure. He read everything Buffett ever wrote. He attended his annual meetings for over 20 years straight. He copied how Buffett spent his mornings. He isolated himself to work completely alone, and he dedicated 5 to 6 hours a day purely to reading. He went 10,000% all in.
And man, the results speak for themselves. By checking his ego at the door and just copying the absolute best in the game, Pabrai transformed from a regular engineer into a multi-millionaire. He made $154 million. And the crazy part? He did all of this without ever actually meeting Warren Buffett. He literally just followed the public blueprint that was freely available to anyone willing to look. Eventually, his success reached such a massive level that he decided he finally wanted to meet his idol. Back in 2007, Buffett auctioned off a charity lunch. Pabrai and a friend pooled their money and paid $650,000 just to have a single meal with him. People on the outside thought they were out of their minds to drop over $500,000 for an hour or two of some guy's time. But Pabrai didn't see this as some crazy networking fee or a business expense. He looked at it through this beautiful Hindu concept called Guru Dakshina. It's essentially a traditional gift given to a spiritual teacher when your education is finally complete. For Pabrai, it was this profound sign of respect and pure gratitude to the mentor, who, without even knowing Pabrai existed, completely changed his family's trajectory. None of that immense wealth would have happened if he hadn't been willing to shamelessly copy from day one.
So naturally you have to ask, why doesn't everybody do this? Well, section 3 has the answer. Ego is the enemy. The harsh truth is, most people have way too much ego to admit they're unoriginal, so they dip their toes in for about a week and then just quit.
Let's look at a modern case study that brilliantly illustrates this, a YouTube food recipe channel. Imagine a beginner creator comparing her channel to a massive pro channel pulling in millions of views. The beginner was super frustrated that her clean, highly edited videos just weren't growing. But when you look at the data, it's obvious. The beginner was totally guessing at topics, adding fancy music, burning subtitles into the video, and putting the recipe right on screen.
The Pro channel, the one actually getting millions of views, they did none of that. No subtitles, no music, no recipe on screen, and they only made videos on proven, data-backed topics.
When somebody asked her why she was ignoring a formula that clearly worked, the beginner said she thought her way made the videos more useful. She desperately wanted to be original. She fell right into the classic trap summarized by this quote, "I know better, I will do it my way and improve it." She assumed she needed to add all those extra bells and whistles to stand out. It's the classic mistake of thinking you can improve a highly optimized system before you even understand the underlying rules of why it works. The Pro channel didn't leave out music by accident. They tested it, and the data told them it distracted the viewer.
Think about how absurd this beginner's mindset is in the real world. If you wanted to become a barber, you definitely wouldn't walk into a shop on day one, grab some scissors, and invent your own haircutting technique, right? You'd completely butcher the client's hair. No, you would stand quietly behind a master barber. You'd watch exactly how they hold the scissors. You'd copy the precise angle of their wrist movements and study how they tilt the customer's head. You literally clone the master until your hands truly understand the craft. Only then you start creating your own style.
Fortunately, that YouTube creator actually listened to this advice. She dropped her ego, completely stopped trying to reinvent the wheel, and started strictly cloning what the Pro channel was doing. Within 3 months, the results were totally undeniable. One of her videos hit 100,000 views and another quickly crossed the 500,000 mark. She didn't invent a single new thing, she just fully embraced what the market had already proven.
All right, let's move into section 4, how to clone correctly. This is where we turn all of this into a reliable, actionable framework you can use for your own stuck business or side hustle.
To pull this off correctly, you really need to follow 3 crucial steps. Step 1. Find your Buffett. Pick the single absolute best person or business in your specific niche. Do not pick 5 different people and try to take a little from each right now. Just pick one master. Step 2. Go 10,000% all in on understanding their principles. Don't just skim the surface or watch a quick interview. Go deep. And step 3. Clone the boring parts. Now this third step is where almost everyone messes up. Everybody wants to clone that one flashy, golden idea. But success is almost never one big, exciting insight. It's the unsexy system. It's the mundane morning routines. It's the strict rules they have for handling distractions, how fiercely they protect their time, and the literally 1,000 small daily decisions that stack up over the years. You can't just go to the gym and only do the 3 exercises you actually like. You have to clone the entire boring system to get the results. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, am I just going to be a mindless copycat forever? Absolutely not. And here is the really crucial paradox. Combining clones from multiple sources eventually creates true originality. Once Pabrai completely mastered Buffett, he started cloning Charlie Munger's mental models, Benjamin Graham's principles, and even different philosophers for his life decisions. By taking the absolute best, proven pieces from multiple masters and mashing them all together, he created a combination that nobody else had. He became completely original, entirely through cloning.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a hard look at your current struggles. Whether your business is stuck, your channel isn't growing, or you just can't seem to break through in your career, I want you to ask yourself this really uncomfortable but highly profitable question. Am I trying to be original before I have mastered the basics? Chances are, the exact winning formula you desperately need is sitting right in front of you. The only question is, are you going to let your ego stop you from copying it? Think about it.